Hey everyone, and welcome to RUBIN'S Mind Lab, where we break down the latest research into what it really means. Ever wondered how we actually create the tools psychologists use to study our minds? Are they made by hand like a fine craft? Or is there a faster way maybe we can use smart computers to help this study explores just that? Think about psychology experiments. They need special, carefully crafted sentences or tasks to test our thoughts and feelings. For a long time, making these was super time-consuming, relying on experts' intuition. Imagine a chef carefully choosing spices for a dish, not just throwing them in. But what if you need hundreds of dishes quickly and consistently? It becomes a huge challenge. Especially now when scientists want to do bigger studies, talk to people from different cultures, or test ideas super fast. This is what the paper calls a critical bottleneck. Now, here is where the exciting part comes in. We have these super smart AI programs called large language models, or LLMs, like the ones behind ChatGPT. These AI can write text that sounds very human-like. Could they help create these psychology experiment materials? This paper asks if LLM-made materials are as good as ones made by humans and how we can check their quality. So these researchers developed a cool new system called StimMAS. It is not just one AI doing everything. It is like a team of AIs working together. They call it a multi-agent system. Think of it like an assembly line for creating test materials. There is a generator agent that comes up with ideas, then a validator agent that checks if the ideas are good and follow the rules. Finally, a scorer agent that gives a rating to how good the material is. And importantly, a human psychologist is in the loop guiding the whole process. Let's dig into how they tested this. They used their StimMAS system to create materials for 3 different kinds of psychology experiments. The first experiment was about sound and shape. You know how some sounds feel round and others feel spiky. They asked the AI to create words that sounded round, like bamu, and words that sounded spiky, like keiki. They compared these AI-made sound words to words originally created by humans. They had people listen to these words and then decide if they matched a spiky shape or a round shape. The second experiment looked at word length and how predictable a sentence is. Imagine a sentence ending like, "She loved reading about." And if the sentence is about history, you'd expect a word like history, not elephants. If the sentence doesn't hint at what is coming, you might pick a shorter word. They tested if people preferred shorter words when the sentence made it obvious what word was coming next. They used AI to create these sentence starters and word pairs. The third experiment was about understanding sentences that just don't make sense, like, "The mother gave the candle the daughter." Does that mean the candle received something? Or is it a mistake and the daughter received the candle? This experiment tested how people make sense of these confusing sentences. Again, they used the AI to create these tricky sentences. To see if the AI-made materials worked, they ran real experiments with actual people. About 300 participants took part in these studies. They were split into groups to see either the human-made materials or the AI-made materials for the same experiment. And here is the really interesting part. In almost all cases, the AI-generated materials worked just as well as the human-made ones. In the sound shape experiment, both sets of words made people associate sounds with shapes correctly. In the word length experiment, both human and AI prompts showed that people preferred shorter words when the sentence predicted it. Even in the confusing sentence experiment, the AI materials seemed to encourage people to try and make sense of the sentence in a similar way to the human-made ones. They also looked at how consistent people's answers were. They found that the AI-generated materials often led to more consistent answers from participants. This could mean the AI materials are clearer or perhaps guide people's interpretation more strongly. This is a big deal because consistent results are often what researchers are looking for. Now, remember that multi-agent system, the paper did a special test, like taking away one of the AI team members, the validator, to see if it made a difference. They found that when the validator was missing, the AI made more mistakes, like repeating items or creating materials that didn't quite fit the rules. This shows that having multiple AI agents working as a team, checking each other, is much better than having just one AI try to do everything. The study found that their StimMAS system, with its team of AI agents and human psychologists, can create experimental materials that are just as effective as human-made ones. This is huge because it means we can potentially create more materials faster and more consistently. But like any good scientific study, they also pointed out some things to consider. For example, the AI-made materials sometimes produced even more consistent results than human ones. While this can be good, it might also mean less natural or less ecologically valid, meaning they might not perfectly reflect real-world situations where things are often a bit messier. Also, AI can still sometimes pick up on biases from the data it was trained on, so we need to be careful about that. And of course, they only tested this with English language materials. We don't know if it works as well for other languages yet. The cool thing is they've made this StimMAS system available to other researchers online. This means more people can use it to create better experiments, making psychology research grow and improve. It is like giving everyone a powerful new tool to understand the human mind. So, what does this all mean for us? It means the future of psychology research could be much faster and more innovative. We could see new discoveries happening quicker because the tools to make them are being improved with the help of AI. It is a fascinating blend of human expertise and artificial intelligence working together to unlock the mysteries of our minds. We're still in the early days, and there's a lot more to learn, but the potential is enormous. What do you think about AI helping create psychology experiments? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown helpful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to RUBIN'S Mind Lab for more explorations into the world of science. We'll see you next time.